Top 10 anime of all time. A few weeks ago, I made a video called Top 5 Greatest Anime of All Time, which was pretty much an April Fool's joke. But I said in that video that I'd make a real ranking of my favorite anime of all time. And that wasn't a joke. I'll make a real top 5 anime list within these next few weeks. Well, I said top 5, but I'm going to do top 10 because why not? So here we go. Starting off with number 10, we have Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, probably the most mainstream anime on this list, with an amazing following, being at the top ranks of my anime list ever since it was released. It's a story about two boys named Edward and Alphonse Elric, who lose parts of their bodies while trying to resurrect their mother. They try to look for the Philosopher's Stone, a stone believed to be something that can return their bodies back to normal. This is an anime with a mix of heartwarming and heartbreaking moments. It truly is in a rank of its own when it comes to great anime. And everything that people say about it is 100% true. But why is it only at number 10 for me? While this anime is very good, there are 9 other anime that stand out to be more from personal interest. And just so you know, this is not an objective list, since anime is very subjective, and I haven't seen every single anime ever created. But yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, amazing anime, nothing out there is like it, and if you're a casual anime watcher, chances are you've most likely seen this anime, so you know how good it is. 9.5 out of 10. Next at number 9, we have an anime that's bounced in and out of my top 10 over the years, but is something I look back on a lot. It definitely stands the test of time when comparing it to other anime. I'm talking about Cowboy Bebop, the classic space western about a group of people who are bounty hunters making a living, and throughout the series, slowly uncovering parts of their past. I love this anime for its dark aesthetic, and Spike's character is by far one of the best. That paired with who I think is one of the best anime villains of all time, Vicious, is a great 1-2 punch that I believe is one of the greatest hatred between anime characters of all time. If that makes any sense. You also got great supporting characters like Jet Black and Faye Valentine, who add so much to the story, but this anime also took me a couple watches to really love. It's something that I didn't like at first, but it grew on me over time. It's a shame there isn't more anime out there like this, because if there were, I'd immediately start watching them. And if you guys in the comments say, oh, Outlaw Star is similar to this, well, I beat you guys to it. I watched it already, and it was pretty good. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop is amazing, 9.5 out of 10. At number 8, we probably have the saddest anime on this list. This was an anime I watched in an entire day. Why? Because it was so addicting. I'm talking about Steins Gate, an anime about a scientist named Okabe who discovers a way to turn back time. What he does with this is try to prevent certain things from happening, like a character dying or some fateful event happening, which open up different problems. Okabe is a character like no other. On the outside, he's all joyful and cheery, but on the inside, he's sad, depressed, and a very emotional character. There are a lot of sad moments in this show, which I will not spoil here because I believe everyone should watch this anime with little prior knowledge as to what happens. But there's also some rewarding, feel-good moments too. A good balance, if you can call it that. It starts off slow, but after the first episode, that's when it really gets good. That's why I have it at number 8, 9.5 out of 10. At number 7, we have a personal favorite of mine that I came across through a recommendation on YouTube. This anime has stuck with me ever since I watched it. It's called Welcome to the NHK, an anime about a hikikomori named Tatsuhiro Sato, who has been unemployed for 4 years and is a shut-in, hence the hikikomori title. But one day, he meets this girl named Misaki Nakahara, who works with him to get him back out into the real world. This anime is somewhat sad, but by the end of your watch, you'll feel great about watching this anime. This is one of the very few anime that focuses on life after high school, which I appreciate. And not only that, but it focuses on mental health issues and social anxiety, which are real issues adults have to go through. But what I love about this anime is that it isn't an anime that's straightforward and predictable. On Sato's journey of returning back to society, it's hard, and many times he's enticed to go back to being a shut-in. But Nakahara is someone that really forces Sato to get out of the house, and is really dedicated to having Sato return to society. She gives off caregiver vibes, which is really good, but nonetheless, Welcome to the NHK is definitely one of my favorites. There's just 6 more anime I like more based on preference, 9.7 out of 10. At number 6, we have a surprise for many of you. Now, if you've been on Crunchyroll in the last few years and have been watching seinen anime, you'll find out that this anime has been on the top charts for a while, and this anime is Kingdom. This anime is about a servant named Shin who finds his way into working with the future king of Qin, Ying Zheng, who looks identical to his deceased friend, Piao. This anime is known for having a legendary source manga that's still ongoing, and it's getting an English release this year. But in terms of the anime, this anime is great. Sure, the visuals weren't the best in the first season, but after that, the art gets so much better, and the story is still as legendary as it is in the manga. In 2022, I caught the Rona, and this was all I watched during that time, and I do not regret it. The great scale of this story is so big, it could rival something like Naruto. Not One Piece though, because that's even more massive. But in terms of seinen anime, this is definitely one of the best modern ones. No fan service, no sexual imagery, just pure fighting, violence, and bloodshed. And I love it. But I can't put this anime any higher because it doesn't have a proper ending. So that's why it's number 6, 9.7 out of 10. At number 5, we have an anime that has been my number 1 anime for a while, and that I watched multiple times. And it's Code Geass, a story about a young man named Lelouch who tries to fight back against the Britannian government for killing his mother and making his sister unable to see and walk. He does this with this thing called a Geass, which allows Lelouch to control what other people do, but only one time per person. This was the first anime I watched that had a quote-unquote male manipulator. It was super cool how Lelouch would devise his plans and see them go accordingly to how he wanted them. I love his character, and his friend Suzaku is really cool too, but I question some of his decision making. Other than that, I love this anime. The only thing I have a problem with is that, in my personal opinion, I believe the Chinese Federation arc was too filler-like, but I still enjoyed watching it. If you haven't watched this anime, watch it as soon as you can. I highly recommend it. 9.8 out of 10. And now, we reach my top 4 anime of all time. All these anime rated 10 out of 10 in my opinion, and are placed in this order based on personal preference. So, starting off at number 4, we have Initial D, the racing anime about a young man named Takumi Fujiwara who delivers tofu from his dad's tofu shop in his family's Toyota 86 and finds his way into the street racing scene where he races against many people across Japan. I love this anime, it saved my life. Go check out that video right now if you haven't already. And in terms of sports anime, apart from one I'll mention soon, this is one of the best out there. The soundtrack, the art, the pacing of this anime, they're all super good. And this is probably one of the most rewatchable anime on this list, for how awesome the races are and for how good the soundtrack is. Now, I know that this isn't everyone's 4th favorite anime, but from my experience and from all the anime I've watched, it's my 4th favorite. And now we have number 3, the sports anime that's better than Initial D, in my opinion, and that's Ashita no Joe. This is peak sports anime, and this is like no other. It follows a young man named Joe Yabuki, who's a wanderer, but finds his way into the professional boxing scene in somewhat of an abnormal way. From the start of this anime to the end, you will be filled with lots of emotions, and you will leave feeling empty inside, because you will have watched one of the greatest anime of all time. The characters, the plot, the fight scenes, the art, all of it is fantastic, and for an anime made in the 70s, it still holds up really well today, and is a must for anyone who loves boxing or sports in general. And now, for my number 2 favorite anime of all time, we have one that most of y'all may consider a good anime, and definitely has gotten popular in recent years. It's Monster, an anime about a surgeon named Dr. Tenma who chooses to perform surgery on a young boy instead of the city's mayor, just because he arrived at the hospital first. Nobody liked Tenma's decision, and he was fired. But years later, it turned out that this boy grew up to be a serial killer who performs his kills by getting into the minds of others and manipulates them. Very scary anime. Indeed. I'm really glad this anime is more accessible now to watch because I believe this is a must-watch for anyone. It's intense, horrifying, and it will leave you questioning a lot of things by the time you finish it. This anime also has a legendary source manga written by Naoki Urasawa, and while I haven't read the manga, a lot of people say that this anime follows its source manga very well, and it's one of the best manga adaptations out there. This anime is so good, but there's just one anime that piques my interest a little more, and what I can safely call peak fiction. This anime, my number 1 favorite anime of all time, is Legend of the Galactic Heroes from the 80s and 90s. This anime follows 2 space nations at war with each other, the Galactic Empire and the Free Planets Alliance, that have been fighting for over 150 years. What can I say about this anime? It's perfect. I talk about this anime in the videos shown on screen, which I will link in the description, but everything from the storytelling, the characters, the world building, everything, it's perfect. I probably say this anime's name in most of my videos because it's just that good. This is the one anime that changed my standards of anime I watch. Before I watched this anime, I could watch a bunch of shit anime and be fine with it. But now that I watch this and know the potential of what anime can be, I expect them to be like this. But sadly, that's not the case. This anime was adapted from a 10-book novel series by Yoshiki Tanaka, which I've read, and I can say that to this day, there hasn't been anything in the visual media landscape that has surpassed this story, for me at least. Because if you're not into listening to long lines of text, or don't like literature, most likely you will not enjoy this anime, and that's okay. Everyone has their own opinions. But for me, someone who loves literature, and overall fiction writing, this is the best piece of media I've ever experienced. I would give this anime an 11 out of 10 if I could, for how good it is. And every time I see the intro to this show, I already know I'm watching the best of the best. That's going to be it for my top 10 anime of all time. What do you think of this list? Do you think it's valid? Do you hate it? Do you think I'm an old head and not cultured? Let me know in the comments down below. It would also be cool to see what your top 10 anime are. And if you like this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video of mine. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next one.